Hi, this is Rachel here. This is me at the moment in my rocking chair, blankie, all comfy and cozy. I'll just move this up now. Just wanted to show you me rocking in my chair. Ugh. Eek. As some of you will know, I had surgery last Friday for bowel cancer. That was just diagnosed a week before that, so it all happened rather quickly. Back in May I went to the doctors because I was, well, actually I went for my diabetes checkup I think, but I mentioned that I had been feeling unusually out of breath. So the blood work showed up that I was very anemic and there was no explanation for it. So they suspected gastrointestinal bleeding, which led to me having the colonoscopy, where they found that I had a cancer in my bowel, along with tons and tons and tons of polyps. So it looks like I have a condition called polyposis. So a lot of the polyps were removed as well, and in 6 months' time I had to go back and have the remainder of the polyps from what's left of my bowel removed. But anyway, as you can see, I'm doing very well. I've been recovering very quickly, and my strength is getting back. I'm moving a lot more freely, not stiff and sore as I was, and energy levels picking up. I'm just waiting for the bowel the bowel to catch up, because it's a bit of a bowel surgery is quite a shock to the system, and so I think everything's a bit hypersensitive, so it's a lot of diarrhea basically and a sore bottom. Probably too much information, sorry about that. But anyway, I'm improving day by day, really well. And my husband's at home working from home at the moment, so he's my man slave. I just have to get a whip. But anyway, he makes me my sandwiches and stuff. Anyway, so it's been quite an eventful July for me, as well as me having this hospital visit. In New Zealand here, Amy Parsons-King, the journalist who's been working on a story about the child sexual abuse handling in Jehovah's Witness congregations, she'd been working on this for many months. Very dedicated young lady, thank you Amy. And her story came out on the Spin-Off and Radio New Zealand websites, and it's had such positive feedback, especially in the ex-JW community around the globe, and it's really stimulating some discussion in New Zealand. The Children's Commissioner, Judge Beecroft, I believe his name is, had an article published on the Spin-Off website as well, where he addressed the problem in New Zealand, basically a climate which allows child sexual abuse to occur. And I mean, it's not an easy thing to deal with. Like, he talked about mandatory reporting and how some advise against that, and the difficulties with that, and I can understand the problems there, but it also seems a bit of a cop-out to me, to the reasons that he gave. Like, if mandatory reporting was brought in, where everyone who had any knowledge or suspicion of a child being sexually abused had to report it to the authorities would be overwhelmed. They wouldn't be able to cope. And I do remember reading an article, it may have been online or a newspaper, last year I think, that said if someone was to make a complaint of sexual abuse against a child, it would take 9 months before the police could get round to investigating. So that's the problem. But Judge Beecroft basically, I guess, pointed out that it's a societal responsibility to, you know, for each of us adults to have more, I suppose, awareness, understanding and concern for children and what they may be going through. you know, if you suspect as an adult, you suspect a child has been sexually abused by a parent, what do you do? You know, a lot of people, including me, just wouldn't really know what to do. You know, the thought of reporting somebody and you're wrong is a little bit scary. So, you know, there's a lot to think about, but I really enjoyed reading his article. Yeah, so it's going to be good to see what more comes from this. And I'm sure Amy is overwhelmed, I'm sure, with the good feedback that she's had to her very excellent article with excellent research. It was very thorough, very accurate, and I'll post the links to her article under the description below, and also to the article that Judge Beecroft also had published on the spin-off. So I was so excited about Amy's article coming out, and it came out on my birthday. So I was in hospital on my birthday, and I was supposed to be staying with my daughter in Christchurch for a week over my birthday, and at the last minute those plans were cancelled so that I could go to hospital and have this bowel cancer dealt to. So it was really a real treat to have Amy's article come out on my birthday. I was so excited. I probably spent the whole day just about on my phone messaging people and you know, sending links and that sort of thing. So it really helped me keep my mind off my discomfort at the time. So that was really good. Also, what I'm very, very excited about, this is such an exciting month. On Sunday, the International Film Festival begins in Wellington City, which is half an hour from me, and the Apostasy movie will be screening. I hope I'm still recording. Oh yeah, I am. The Apostasy movie will be screening. There will be 5 showings over the following week. And I had been intending to meet up with a few others on Sunday, but I'm not sure if I'll be up to going on the Sunday, but I will definitely be up to seeing it later in the week with my hubby. So that's very, very exciting, and I've seen John Cedar's interview of the author and director of the movie, and his name is Daniel, and his surname is Cocker-Taylor. Daniel Cocker-Taylor, and I've heard so many wonderful reviews of the movie, so I'm very, very, very excited to see that. And my non-witness acquaintances are interested in seeing it too, so hopefully they can arrange that. And another exciting thing, my daughter is flying up to visit me on Sunday for a couple of nights, and because I haven't seen her for a few months, so that's good. And what else is happening? I think that's about it. But you know, that's a pretty eventful month for me, and I'm really looking forward to what comes out of Amy Parson King's article. You know, her first go at investigative journalism, and I think she was very successful with it. So I hope exciting things are ahead for her as well. Anyway, while I've been stuck here in my rocking chair, thank goodness for lazy boy rockers, and thank goodness for social media, I've been watching a lot of ex-witness videos, because we had, oh that's right, we had watched our victims' Memorial Day yesterday, and I was well enough to make a poster and put it on my letterbox. I left it out yesterday thinking, you know, perhaps I'd leave it out today as well, because I live near a school, and when the parents come and drop their kids off and pick them up, they would see it. But when I went out this morning to have a look, it had been torn off my letterbox, and the letterbox was on a lien. So somebody not too happy with my sign, and it didn't really say much. All it said was, watched our Victims' Memorial Day in honour of all those who have suffered or have even lost their lives due to the harmful teachings and practices of Jehovah's Witnesses. jwvictims.org. That's all it said on it. Yeah, so somebody obviously offended by that and tore it down. Never mind. I'm sure a few people would have got to see it before that happened. Anyway, like I was saying, I've been listening to a lot of videos, and I listened to a very, very heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching relating of a story by Veronica. It makes me want to cry just thinking about it, actually. You know, Smooth Girl, and just harrowing how her mum died. And I was so shocked because she mentioned this book. We know this book, and it sounds like her parents were very good witnesses, very literal. You know, they took to heart everything they read in the publications as if it was from God, and were obedient to the letter of the law. And what Veronica said about her parents was that when this book came out, and it has a section in the appendix called Blood Fractions and Surgical Procedures, they read this portion, and it's on page 217, and you can see I've got, obviously at the time we studied this at the Kingdom Hall, maybe I questioned it, I don't know, queried it, but I got all those asterisks, not asterisks, exclamation marks there. It says this: would my Bible-trained conscience be troubled if during a medical procedure some of my own blood was withdrawn, modified and directed back into my body? Am I aware that refusing all medical procedures involving the use of my own blood means that I would not accept a blood test, hemodialysis, or a heart-lung bypass machine? I thought, why have they put blood test there? Because I'm not aware of any blood tests where they take the blood out of you and then put it back in. I mean, certainly a normal blood test, and I have blood tests all the time for my diabetes and that, I never get the blood put back in, so I've never had a problem with it being taken out. But anyway, Veronica's mum and her dad, they made a pact that they felt that yes, they would be troubled in their consciences if blood was taken out, modified and put back in. They would have a problem with that. Therefore, she would not have a blood test. A simple blood test. Oh, gosh, it's making me... This poor woman. Oh, sorry. This poor woman died an excruciating, painful, humiliating, horrible death because she took those words, literally, that these men had put in a book. Sorry. She would not have a blood test, which would lead to her being treated. So she was untreated. And Veronica said that the particular cancer she had, breast cancer, was a very painful inflammatory cancer. So she suffered this cancer where literally her breast was rotting off her body and she stunk. I can't think of anything more horrendous. All because someone irresponsibly put this in this book. I am so pissed off. I really want to... sorry. I just want to ring up the branch, the headquarters, and get them to explain what this means. How many other brothers and sisters are not having simple blood tests because of what it says in this book? Anyway, sorry, I wasn't intending on getting emotional, but I just felt Veronica's pain and her mother's pain. I mean, God. Anyway, I think I'd better finish up here, otherwise I don't want to keep going. But anyway, I'm doing really well, and I will talk to you again soon, eh? Bye.